jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ti tó tó ńlá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lọ́lọ́dọ̀ ògiri. Àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀.
Yes, good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagba Jantis Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. Thank you for joining me this evening, as you always do. And I welcome you from every part of the world that you are connecting from. It's going to be another interesting discussion this evening, and I hope you will leave here inspired at the end of the show. We have something, how do I put it? Something important, something critical to look at tonight in our discussion. And I am 100% sure that it will benefit everyone that is opportuned to connect tonight. So please take a moment to share the show on your platforms. Please send out the links to people that you feel will benefit from this. You can tag them to the show. Do whatever do whatever is in your power to bring this show to the attention of people around you. Thank you very much as you do that. I welcome my people on YouTube. I want classy one, and then the people on Twitter and my, I want to lay gongon on Facebook. You're all special to me, and you all mean the same to me. So am I when people more describe you differently, then I have different views of you. No, Bákan náà ni gbogbo yín ṣe tóbi lọ́wọ́ mi. So thank you very much. I also welcome the silent listeners. They're on the show, but you will never know. Wherever you are, I greet you. And to those who will be catching up with the recorded version of the show later on, I also greet you. Anytime you're watching, anytime you're listening to this, I greet you specially. Right, let's get straight into another important part of the show, which is to welcome, the first person on the show to the high table, and it's no other person than my fluffy sister from America. It's like she's enjoying this VIP treatment now, and she's she's just turning up and turning the front seat to hers now. She's put her name permanently on it. My sister Esther Diola, it's a pleasure to have you on the show again. Please surrender yourself to the ushers. Leave all your things, they will pack it. Travel light, and then they can back you. Àti ní àwọn strong men kan tó lè gbé yín, and then so that you don't even need to touch your feet don't need to touch the ground before you get to the table. So thank you very much for always making it a point of duty to turn up on time, and I love you. This our theme song now lives rent free in my head. Yes, it will at some point, Abby, because everybody on board all the time. I bet you can sing it now, and the words in them will be useful, especially in critical moment that you want to, maybe take some rash decision. The words will come to you and, help you apply yourself better. That is the purpose. We use everything we have to inspire people. And that's it. Irania. I miss her so much. Facebook ló fẹ́ yà wá, but of course we have ways of reaching out behind the scene, but on social media, àwọn èèyàn ìkà yẹn ni wọ́n fẹ́ separate wa. But it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Mimi fine wine, ìyàwó ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí. I've missed you so much. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show. I know sometimes it's not convenient work and all that, and but for finding at least a way to get back in, I really appreciate that. So you've joined the YouTube gang now. Well, I think that place suits you too. Thank you for joining. Whether you like it or not, we must catch up maybe Monday. Yes, let's try and do some catch up on Monday, please. Right, comrade, comrade, tó ti change orúkọ o. Or maybe this is the okay YouTube name. Okay. How you doing, my brother? It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting with me as usual. Um, you're a very, very, very wise man, and it's good to have someone like you on the show. Right. Um, let's get on with the show, and if anyone turned up again, then I will, take time out to welcome them. Please, if you have not shared this show, please do it so that you can give a chance to somebody to benefit from what we do here. And just for the sake of those who are listening for the first time, because I know almost every week we have somebody joining us for the first time and they don't really know what's going on. They see the name, they see the profile picture, and they wonder, can I want Shimbi and all that? Well, this is a platform where we talk nonsense. That is, we weave sense into what we consider norm. Things you've heard before. We try to bring different perspective to it. Bóyá kì í ṣe bó ṣe rò yẹn lórí. Then we try to make you see it differently. And we say things the way they are on this show. It might be hard sometimes, but you just have to formula and digest it like that. The aim is to make ourselves better people. The aim is to inspire ourselves towards the path of change. I don't have the ability or power to change anyone. The limit of my work is if I can stir up a conversation within you, then my job is done. Once I can make you, take that moment to reconsider those things that you hold on to as beliefs, see them differently, then my job is done. And what you learn from this show, we try to make ourselves ambassadors. One person can't change the whole world, but one person can change one person. That one person can go and change another one person. So it will have that chain reaction. And before you know it, we can spread around. The purpose is to duplicate myself and as many people as possible. And when I talk here, I'm not talking from the point of, I'm not talking from a place of a professional. I'm not talking also from a place of authority of, like the last authority of anything that can be said on the topic. I'm only sharing my perspective, and I'm sharing this perspective based on my own personal experience, personal meditation, and personal research. This is my own way of revealing my scars to you. Kìíní ìṣe mí rí o. Nǹkan báyìí ni mo ṣe tí mo fi nírú apá ẹ̀. Báyìí 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 ni mo ṣe tí mo fi nọ́ọ̀sì egbò yẹn tó dẹ̀ fi jinná. That's all. Because I know that if people know better, they will do better. Right? So, and that is for those who are joining for the first time. So that is Jagbajantis basically. Gbogbo nǹkan là ń gbẹ́nu sí, gbogbo nǹkan là ń tọwọ́ bọ̀. Yéè, mo tó ti fẹ́ máa wọ level yẹn lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ n padà. Ẹ má jẹ́ ń débẹ̀ yẹn. But gbogbo nǹkan là ń gbẹ́nu sí, gbogbo nǹkan là ń tọwọ́ bọ̀. You know. A máa tú gbogbo ẹ̀ yẹ́bẹ́yẹ́bẹ́ ni. So ó ti yé yín. Right. I need to trademark nonsense or let's make a match out of it. You know, it's true, you know. Ṣiṣẹ́ dẹ̀ ti àṣẹ dẹ̀ ti gùn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Just the way you said it. A máa ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Right. Right. Èèyàn ńlá ló wọlé yìí o. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, my producer, Lekan Shobi, the man with the magic fingers. I enter yeye. One ta something new guitar. We've been together for a long time, and he has been the one producing all my songs. It was a blessing meeting him because it was just at the point where I was trying to create my own genre, and and I met him, and he understood me, and it's evident in all my songs that you've heard. So that is Lekan Shobi. All my songs have come out from his production company. He's a brain box behind my music. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Madam Kowo àti Gbogbolé. Right. Let's get straight into it, and hopefully I can cover what I have within with the rest of the time. The comment section is open to everyone. Don't forget. If there's anything I say that you don't agree with, put it there. If you have a question, put it there. If something you want to add or contribute, put it there. But please be civil in your discussion. If anyone has said anything that you don't agree with, má ṣe pé o, má búyàn o, má jà o. Just put your own comment there. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ra wa yé. So far so good. Ilé wa ṣì ń tòrò bí o. Àwọn màlẹ́ bí wọ́n kọ̀ wọ́n dàgbà o. Bóyá náà ló dẹ̀ ń bá wa ṣẹ́ oyún wọn. Láti ìgbà tán bá ti ní ni, ní miscarriage o. So it's going to 3 years now, and we've had it very peaceful. Here, it shows sign of maturity. Kò dẹ̀ yẹ kíjà wà, tó wáyé pé we have one purpose and we have one mindset. Kò ní máa sí wàhálà. Right. Tonight I want us to look at the topic I titled Tact. Tact. I know many of you have heard it before, and for those who haven't, or tí o mọ̀ pé okay, so kíni ni wọ́n pè bẹ́ẹ̀, you have the opportunity to learn more about it tonight. What brought about this discussion, or what inspired it? Mr. Tiamiyu. Tiamiyu ẹni Jáwáyà. Tiamiyu tí ò ní làákàyè. You all heard about a gentleman that granted an interview on BBC and said certain things that, came across as insensitive towards certain group of people, and all hell was let loose. In all honesty, it's not what he said that informed the decision that the UK government took. They were aware of everything that's going on prior to that. They have the data, they have everything, and they were going to make their decisions anyway. But they just needed somebody from within the affected group of people to validate what they want to do. So they looked around and they profiled this guy. And it's evident in the way they introduced him. They said the guy that help people to come to the UK. So they've studied him, and then they also research well to see that his weakness will be useful for them. You don't want somebody too intelligent that will be able to understand your drift and would say things that would not be useful for you that you need. Because if my memory would serve me well, I can't remember on what show one gentleman was invited to. I think he's a doctor. Ọmọ Igbo ni. Wá sórí show yẹn, one of his politicians náà ló interview ẹ. I can't remember his name now. I can see the face of a politician, I can see the face of a guy, but I can't remember the name. It was similar question that was pushed to this guy, but òun lọ́pọlọ, and the way he was able to present his own answers, really. So ó lè jẹ́ pátí ìgbà gan lọ ti ń try láti push agenda yẹn. So eventually wọ́n dúró. Nígbà tó gbẹni ìdí, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé ní October. Ó dé, wọ́n dẹ̀ ràdúró nǹkan tó ti, wọ́n dẹ̀ rí pé ẹlẹ́nu fífẹ̀ bí ìgbànú ọ̀lẹ ni. Wọ́n pé lè máa wúlò fáwọn. So, and ó dẹ̀ jábọ́ sí wọn lọ́wọ́. They were able to say exactly what they wanted, and that was what they used in the news. Not the entire interview. So I thought it's not only this guy that is affected by this problem. There are a lot of people that need to learn from this situation. It may be anything tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ láyìíká mi. I don't use I don't invest my energy into laughing or joking about it or whatever. Yes, but quickly I call myself to order and start looking into that situation. What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? I've come to a point where I understand that anything that happens around me, tí mo wà aware, provides an opportunity for me to learn. Probably nínú ìrìn àjò mi, kìíní yẹn á jẹyọ. Òun ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ sí sàkání mi so that I can learn something from it. But oftentimes, many of us don't learn from situations around us. When somebody fall around us, we laugh at them. We condemn them. We point out things that they should or they should have done or that they didn't do. And before we know it, we lose the opportunity to learn from their experience. And láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà, àwa náà máa ṣubú bí ẹni yẹn. Wọ́n á tún fa àná ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́, wọ́n á fa àná rẹ́rìn. So we should always keep our focus on learning from the experiences of people around us. Kò ń ṣe nǹkan tó dáa kí wọ́n máa fi èèyàn ṣe àpẹẹrẹ burúkú. Kò dáa. So tá bá rí ẹni tó jẹ́ pé wà unfortunate láti bá ara inú orúkọ yẹn, ṣé kò wá yẹ ká pay attention, ká kọ́ báà ló ṣe débẹ̀ yẹn, káà náà má dàbí irú ẹni yẹn. It's not just enough láti yọ ẹni yẹn. It's not enough láti bá wọn kẹ́nu bu ẹni yẹn láti bu. What is that experience telling you? And so there's a lot to unpack from what happened to this guy. And what I found that he lacked was tact. And many people also lack the same thing today. You can see how people carry themselves. You can see people saying things that they're not supposed to say. You can see how bí aláàrí ṣe ń padà dẹ̀bi because they didn't present their matter well, or they don't know when to stop, or they don't know when not to say certain things or behave in a certain way. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ kó níyànjú téèyàn bá kàn lè exercise caution, á fọ́jú gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀, kò wá ní níyànjú mọ́. It signifies that such people lack tact. And that's why I thought, what, let's put some sense behind this tonight. So that's briefly the introduction. And so let's start from the definition. What does tact mean? Personally, I refer to tact as ọgbọ́n inú. Ọgbọ́n inú. It is the act of making a point without making enemy. Wàá sọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n o ò fẹnu kò. Wàá hùwà ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò ní kà sí ìgbéraga sí ẹ lọ́rùn. Wàá mọ̀ bá ṣe ń yọra ẹ nínú situations. Wàá mọ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ mú ẹ, wàá mọ̀ pé okay, ibi tí wọ́n ń lọ rèé. Wàá mọ̀ bí wàá tún ṣe deflect matter yẹn. So essentially, tact is the child that emotional intelligence and discretion would have. Táwọn méjèèjì bá jọ collabo. So tí emotional intelligence àti discretion tí wọ́n bá fire ara wọn, ọmọ tó máa bí wọn là ń discuss lálẹ́ yẹn, tact. So if you are tactful, you would have emotional intelligence. You will have, You'll be able to use your discretion. So emotional intelligence simply embodies you understanding your own emotion, and you don't let it, affect your sense of judgment, as well as understanding the emotion of the people you are dealing with as well, so that you don't hurt them in the process of you coming across to them. And discretion simply, you know, explains the quality of good judgment. Knowing the right thing to do at the right time, knowing the right thing to say at the right time. Yorùbá ní ìgbà míì ọ̀rọ̀ á wà àsìkò ní sí. Ọgbọ́n àwọn bàbá wa ni. It's not everything that is appropriate to be said at certain times. Tó bá lọ́gbọ́n ọnú, wàá mọ̀ ní tó yẹ ká sọ lásìkò yìí, tí ò yẹ ká sọ lásìkò yìí. So basically that is the definition of tact. It embodies emotional intelligence and discretion, good judgment. And this tact is useful in almost every aspect of our life. Every single day of our life. Kò sígbà tá à nílò ẹ̀. Because every day we communicate with people. So coming across to people, mímọ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀, you need to be tactful. Pẹ̀lẹ́ lákọ ó lábo. You might have a fair point. You might have, you might be on the right side. But if you cannot communicate, if you cannot come across in a way that the other person will understand you and not misinterpret you, then it becomes a problem. So after this guy messed up, several testimonies of him started coming up. Oh, they've known him, but Tech, so it's like maybe this is the one that would wake him up and give him that turnaround, because I think he's been doing this for so long. You can even see in some of his interview the way he was talking. This guy is just, and you can't really blame him because you can't give what you don't have. Money. And that's why I see some people kàn sọ̀rọ̀ ṣá. Ẹni ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kò mójú kò mọ́ra kàn sọ̀rọ̀. People like that are perceived in a certain kind of way, and àwọn èèyàn kì í fi bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe. So you need tact to be able to communicate with people. If you hold any leadership position, you need tact, because to be a leader is tough. Láti korí tútù àtorí gbígbẹjọ òun ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré. How do you, lead a group of people that were brought up differently? And sometimes within that group, you have people with cultural differences. You have language barriers, a whole lot of stuff. And that's why sometimes I find it laughable when, we throw jibes at, people leading, top organizations and leading the country and all that. It's convenient for us to do that. Meanwhile, many of us tó bá fi wá ṣe admin WhatsApp group lásán, a lè handle it. But we just throw jibes at people in position of leadership. But if you've seen good leaders, you will know that one of the key thing that they have is tact. They know how to communicate to people. They know how to get people to do things for them. Because essentially, management is the art of getting others to do things for you. So for you to now make people, um, run through a brick wall for you, then it shows you understand them and you know how to reach to their core. And you can't do this except you have this skill, tact. In relationship, you need this, especially in the relationship of husband and wife. Women especially sometimes feel maybe their husband is not behaving the way they expect, or lock up, they can't reach to him. And that's because you lack this skill. There is a king and a fool in every man. The one that you talk to is the one that responds to you. So if you lack tact, there's every chance that the man you'll be talking to in that man is a foolish one. And the response you'll be getting back will be foolish responses. But when you have tact, you know the appropriate things to say at the appropriate time. Torí ẹ̀ bá gbóná ìgbà yẹn kàn wá tún lọ tún sọ nǹkan míì tá tún wine ẹ̀ up sí o dey expecting pé kó má react. That's lack of tact. Àárọ̀ tó ń kánjú tó ń ṣe gbọ̀ngbọ̀ngbọ̀n tó ti lé tó ṣe nǹkan mẹ́rin ìgbà yẹn náà ló tún gbé kinní kan ẹjọ́ kan wo action ẹ̀ off ni because that's not the right time for that. Torí ẹ̀ bá settle o lè pé tó bá débi iṣẹ́ tó báwo ni my dear ṣé báwo ni ṣé o dẹ̀ late láàárọ̀ yẹn ní late díẹ̀ náà pé but everything is fine ṣé o ti settle ṣé gẹ́gẹ́ torí ẹ̀ tó ti rí ipò tí àárẹ̀ ti balẹ̀ díẹ̀ o lè ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ. That's a sign of being tactful. You have to know the appropriateness of things. Kò sí wèrè kankan bí kankan. Is the way we come across to people ló máa ń mú wọn hùwà bá ṣe rí. Because they react. Reaction, that's not their behavior. But if you understand this, then you can generate another kind of reaction from them that is pleasing to you. Likewise, men, you need tact to know how to handle your women, to get the best out of them. They can be whatever you want them to be. But if you are not reaching them in the right kind of way, then á dàbí pé wọ́n difficult. Á dàbí pé wọ́n le, á dàbí pé wọ́n nira. So being tactful is also, needed in the home. As a parent, you need tact to be able to raise your children. You must understand how to come across to them. You must mọ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe ń yí wọn síbí, bí wọ́n ṣe ń yí wọn sọ́hùn. Wàá mọ̀gbà tó wùn ẹ́ máa le, wàá mọ̀gbà tó wùn ẹ́ máa rọ̀. Àwọn àgbà bọ̀ wọ́n ní àgbà tí ò kẹ́hùn sọ̀rọ̀ á kẹtàn sáré. When you have to be firm with them, you should know. You need tact to be able to make them understand certain values or to learn certain lessons of life. If you lack this as a parent, parenting will be hard, and also you'll be missing that opportunity to pass something valuable into the life of your children. So tact is also very important in parenting. In places of work, you need tact to be able to deal with co-workers, to be able to deal with your bosses. As supervisor lọ fi ẹ́ ṣe ń biṣẹ́. O kàn lè máa nítorí pé o jẹ́ supervisor or manager kó kàn máa bá gbogbo wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n á bá iṣẹ́ jẹ́ mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́. Kó kàn máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ anyhow. Kó kàn máa kílẹ̀ kiri bí wèrè. Wọ́n á bá iṣẹ́ jẹ́ mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́. Tó bá dẹ̀ dín pé wọ́n ń ṣe review tí department ẹ̀ ń score low, àwọn kọ́ ló máa bá wí. Management ò ní bá wọn wí. Ìwọ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ máa point sí pé ìwọ lórí ẹ̀ ò pé, ìwọ ló mọṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe. It's you that can't get the best out of these people. Wọ́n ò ní lé gbogbo staff. Ìwọ ló máa either demote you or relieve you of your duty or, or even sack you. Àwọn yẹn ṣì máa wà ń bẹ̀. But if you have tact, you know how to reach these people. Now the staff didn't behave well. As a manager, if you have tact, tó lọ́gbọ́n nú, tó ní làákàyè, wàá mọ̀ pé ojú gbogbo staff yòókù kọ́ ló yẹ kó ti máa sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú sẹ́niyẹn. Wàá sọ fún un, Mr. Lekan, please can I see you in my office briefly? Ẹ palẹ̀kùn dé. Wàá sọ gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ fún mi. Ìta gbangba kọ́ ló ti máa bọ́ṣọ láti yìí lára ẹ̀. Because number one, I lock up. Torí òun fi ń ṣẹ̀ sí ìta gbangba. Secondly, àwọn kan náà wà tó lọ́yà sí tí wọ́n ní like nǹkan tó sọ yẹn. Before you know it, wọ́n á gang up lé ẹ lórí. Iṣẹ́ àwa nira. If you want to give reviews or feedbacks, you need tact to be able to give constructive criticism. So that wọn ò ní interpret ẹ̀ bíi pé kò sí ní táwọn tiẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣe lójú ẹ̀. There are ways you come across. You can start by saying, thank you for all your effort so far. You've been a hard worker, blah blah blah. But I feel that there's still room for improvement, and then you can go on into areas where you think the person can improve. At the end of the day, they leave your presence not feeling totally dejected or horrible. Wọ́n ti gbọ́ dáadáa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ tún ti rí area of improvement. You don't just stand somebody in front of you and from head to toe kó jẹ́ pé àléébù ara wọn ló ṣà ń sọ. You destroy them. That's character assassination. Or that's how they will perceive it. You have a colleague or a colleague under you that's always turning up for work late. I mean, o lè wash it down, kò threaten ẹ, máa lé ẹ, máa ṣe bá máa ṣe. Another way is to say, yay, ọ̀gbẹ́ni kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Mo notice pé ó dà pé òun struggle láti máa tètè dé. Is there any way I can help? With that, o ti mention problem tó ní pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. And at the same time, you're offering support. You're coming across and showing sympathy. O show some form of emotional support. I mean, ìwọ kọ́ wàá lọ máa gbé nílé, ìwọ dẹ̀ kọ́ ló máa sanwó ọkọ̀ fún. But you've shown that, you know, in tó ń ṣe yẹn ó dẹ̀ pé ó ń paṣẹ lára, but já sọ̀rọ̀ if there's any way I can, I can be of help. The person has gotten the message already. Ó ti pass message. Kò dẹ̀ ní fi ṣèjà, kò ní fi ṣèbínú pé mo láwọn ọmọ tí mo tán. Ó ti understand nǹkan tó ń sọ. Àbí ìwọ ni ọ̀gá gbéṣẹ́ fún tó yẹ pé iṣẹ́ sì wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ gan. Ọ̀gá tún wá pass àwọn iṣẹ́ mi sí ẹ. Ọ̀gá mi ò lè ṣe lé ẹ fẹ́ pa mí ni, wàá lọ bí iṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n máa lé ẹ. Yasin. Ó ti ń rúdù sọ́gà náà. There are ways you can, talk to the boss. Tí wàá tó dẹ̀ sì ní ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. Ọ̀gá, thank you for, thinking highly of me to, to do these things. Tó mo mọ̀ pé ilẹ̀ máa ń ṣe. But ó dàbí pé tí n bá dáwọ́ lé mi ní lè parí ẹ̀ o, because iṣẹ́ ṣì pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi. Kó lè rí pé, first time tẹ máa ní trust inú mi náà ni mo bá trust yẹn jẹ́. So tẹ́ bá mind sir, bóyá next week tẹ bá ní anything tẹ fẹ́ fún mi nígbà ọwọ́ mi á ti dilẹ̀, màá lè ṣe. That's tact. Ohun ẹ ò lé. O ti fáìlì padà sí lọ́wọ́, o kọ email burúkú padà, o sọ pé why tẹ́ gbé fún lágbájá kan ṣe jémi lẹ́ ṣe nǹkan mẹ́rin fún ọ̀ràn. No. But look at the way you put your case across. O dẹ̀ sì ní ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. Kò dẹ̀ sì ní dìjà. Tọ́wá dẹ̀ kẹjú ẹ lọ bì kan, wàá tún nǹkan tó sọ padà. Àwọn kan tẹ́tí mi bá gbọ́, torí ìkàkọ́ ló máa rojọ́, ìkàkọ́ ló máa dà. So tẹ́tí mi náà bá gbọ́, wọ́n á wá but kò sọ anything tó bad now. I think this person has been sensible or reasonable with you. But gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ ni jà. I'll give another example. This one has to do with relationship. In one of my Geo series that I wrote on Facebook. So there's this, I wrote that the Geo met a woman and she was having a bandage on her hand. Madam ṣé o sì kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ẹ̀ ń ja boxing ni. Ó ní dáàdì wa ni. Ṣé dáàdì yín ló ń kọ yín ni bla bla bla. So no, dáàdì wa kọ́. So kí ló aṣọwọ́ yín? He said that ìyẹn àrò fẹ́ kú náà ni. Because every evening when the husband is coming back from work, he would àti pé díà jọ èmi àtàwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ń bọ̀ bá ròyàn sílẹ̀. Màá ròyàn èèyàn mẹ́rin èèyàn mẹ́fà lójoojúmọ́. And she just felt, what? Kìíní ń pọ̀ jù. Nígbà tí ìṣe ń pé búkà ló ṣí. Now, she has a choice to tell the husband, wo mi ò ṣe mọ́. Mi ò ròyàn kankan mọ́ àná. Á dìjà nù lé. Tọkọ bá rojọ́, ọkọ lè ní kò wá hospitable. Wọ́n lè sọ wípé wọ́n tẹ̀ tún lè rò mọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ pé ó lóun ò dáná fọ́kọ. Á di wàhálà. So kí ló ṣe? Ó dẹ̀ ra wé bandage mọ́wọ́. Ń pọ́n ọrùn ọwọ́ òun ti ṣẹ́. And that's all she needs to tell the husband. So táwọn tó ń wá sílé wọn rọ̀lẹ́ fẹ́ bí wọn àgbà ọwọ́ ń dùn madam kò ní lè bá wa ṣe oúnjẹ yẹn. And kìdẹ́ ṣe yán nìkan ni ò ní rò. Gbogbo oúnjẹ tó bá ti di pé kó mú orógùn dání kò lè ṣe mọ́. Kò lè ro àmàlà, kò lè ro ẹ̀bà. Because wọ́n á ní madam tó gba lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ máa san báwọn ní kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe mí lọ́wọ́. Tí n bá dà bí ọgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n máa padà lose ọwọ́ ẹ̀ náà ni. And she was very impressed that she used tact to handle the situation. And that's it. Kò fa ẹjọ́, kò fàjà, kò fa wàhálà. Just simple ọgbọ́n nú. Ó dẹ̀ yọra ẹ̀ kúrò ní wàhálà yẹn. Sustain that for like 3 months. Naturally, wọn ní wá mọ́. Bọ̀ kó sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú sọ pé ẹ̀wọ̀n níyàwó lé ni àwọn ìlọ́jẹun lé wọn ni ṣé mo dábù kalẹ̀ mọ́ wọn á padà jẹ̀bi torí ìkà láyé. Amúnilóhùn láyé In tó sọ, wọn ló sọ. And if you look at the caption of my post on this topic, it says Tact, the unsaid words of what you think. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ lèèyàn ń sọ. Èèyàn máa ń ṣí ọ̀rọ̀ kù sínú. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ lèèyàn máa ń sọ bó ṣe wá sí lọ́kàn. Wàá kọ́ àgbékalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. So wọ́n bi Tìámíyù ní question pé gbogbo àwọn tó ń wá tó ń sanwó tó ń bá sí wọn. Same question. He could have just responded by saying, you know what? We are family oriented where we come from. And these people, would settle easier and thrive if they have their family support around. Kó mention as well how hard it is láti fìlú wálẹ̀ láti wábí. Kó mention as well iye tó ń san lówó school and how this is a gain to the host country. And then kò sí tó bad. Téèyàn bá ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti mú àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ kó tẹ̀lé wa láti lè jàǹfààní nǹkan tó bá wà nílẹ̀. Nothing bad in it. Kó kan lánú bí ìgbà táṣọ ya kó kan máa sọ nonsense kalẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ó ṣò ẹni tí ò ní làákàyè. Then o understand pé àwọn people yìí ọmọ inú ọ̀ká ló máa ń ṣekú àwọn àjẹ́ tó máa ń pani tẹ́ẹ̀kì rẹ́jẹ̀ lẹ́nu wọn ni wọ́n. Ìkan lára yín náà ló máa mú láti fi bayé ara yín jẹ́. So when you have that understanding of them, tó bá pè ẹ́ láti wá sọ̀rọ̀, wàá ṣọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sọ because they will never change. Bọ́n ṣe wà nìyẹn, ìdá àti wọn nìyẹn. So tó bá yẹ pé ẹni tó ti ní làákàyè tó ti understand pé báwọn people ṣe ríre o. Gbogbo ìbéèrè tán bá bi ẹ́, ò ní take it on face value. Wàá wò báyìí pé ibi lẹ fẹ́ gbà mú mi. Ìdáhùn tó máa fún wọn, wọn ò ní rí nǹkan kan mú bẹ̀. Bá tán bá rí ẹ lò, wọ́n á tún lọ dẹ tàkúté wọn fẹ́ lòmíì. Ṣùgbọ́n àìní làákàyè á kàn mú èèyàn kó ṣe gbogbo nǹkan. Wá. Ibi tí ìṣòro yẹn wà ní. So when you have tact, you'll be able to manage yourself when it comes to, dealing with other people. You also need tact in your social circle. Àfojúfẹ́ni má fọkànfẹ́ni làwọn èèyàn. Inú ẹ ló mọ̀ o mọ̀ inú ẹlòmíì. Ẹni tó fẹ́ ló mọ̀ o mọ̀ ẹni tó fẹ́ ẹ. As a rule of thumb, for me, when I'm talking to people, whether on the phone, whether face to face, whether means wo la tún fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà. Mi bá ṣà ń báyàn sọ̀rọ̀, mo ti ní lọ́kàn mi, whether it's true or not, wípé ó ṣeé ṣe kẹ́ni máa gba ohùn mi sílẹ̀. If I'm talking to somebody on the phone, whether I'm on speaker with 10, 15 other people listening, I don't know. Whether the person is recording me, I don't know. Even if I'm speaking to somebody face to face, whether they have a recording device on them, I don't know. But I always have that at the back of my mind. Why? To caution me. So, things that I would say are things that I'm comfortable to defend tó bá data. So, n tí n bá mọ̀ pé mi ò fẹ́ kó data, àbí mi ò ní lè defend ẹ̀ ń tà, àbí màá wà embarrass tó bá dé ta, mi ò ní sọ. Màá gbé mi, màá jẹ́ ó wà nínú mi. So gbogbo àwọn tí n bá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, bí mo ṣe máa ń joke tó, bí mo ṣe máa ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó and everything like that, kò sí ní tẹ́ ẹ bá gbé jáde tí ẹ bá ti fi kún o tó jẹ́ ní tí mo sọ ni. Kò sí kankan tí mo lè parọ́ pé mi ò sọ. Òwúyẹ́, mo ti kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti pẹ́ láti kékeré. Program kan wà tó máa ń ṣe lálẹ́ tá máa ń gbọ́, òwúyẹ́ asọ̀rọ̀ sọ bí ọ̀rọ̀. Tọ́rọ̀ bá ti jáde kò ṣeé ṣàjọmọ́ o. Ẹyin lohùn. Tó bá ti bọ́lẹ̀ ó fọ́ nìyẹn. A dẹ̀ wá wà láyé technology yìí tó jẹ́ pé ayé ń jẹ ojú ayé ni. Ayé tá wà nísìn, ayé ẹja lẹja ń jẹ sanra ni. Everybody ń ba ayé ara wọn jẹ́ on a big scale ni. That reminds me this. I find it funny, but on a deeper thought, it's something serious. So an issue happened sometime, and they told my dad to get involved in the matter and help them settle it and all that. It was my sister telling me, and then they said dad refused, and they asked why. He said, ọmọ burúkú lọmọ yẹn, láyé technology yìí tó bá lọ clone ohun mi tó lọ sọ pé mo sọ nǹkan tí mi ò sọ. So èmi ò dá sí omi ìdá sí. When I heard that, I laughed. And I understand his concern, and it's true whether we like it or not. So mo mọ ohun tí mo máa ń sọ at a particular time. Mo dẹ̀ mọ àwọn ìgbà tí màá wò báyìí pé màá gbélé mi ò ní sọ lé, because maybe I don't want it to become something for the public consumption. And you can see how, see what we have become as human these days, where kí ìjà tó dé láàrin àwọn méjì báyìí, wọ́n ti gbé recording ara wọn jáde. It's sad. It's sad. Kí nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin méjì jọ sọ ń kọ̀rọ̀, torí inú bí ẹ àbí o fẹ́ hurt ẹni àbí nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, kó wá gbé jáde. It doesn't speak well of you, ẹni tó ṣe yẹn. But this is where we have found ourselves. And this is why we need to exercise caution when we're talking with other people. So in the social setting, you need tact to deal with people around you. Tẹ́lómi wọ́n wá lù ẹ́ lẹ́nu gbọ́rọ̀ ni. Wọ́n lè pè méjì pé mẹ́ta níbi tí wọ́n wà ẹ̀, ìwọ ò mọ̀. Ìkànnì wọn láwá pè ẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò kí nǹkan lágbájá ń gbọ́ àkíní kan. Ẹni tó dẹ̀ ti ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ sí ẹ lẹ́nu, ó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Àwa máa jábọ̀ lọ. Ẹni ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń gbọ́. Ọ̀ tó bá ṣe làákàyè, wàá mọ̀ pé you don't make discussions when you don't know what is happening at the other end, except in tó ń sọ yẹn, o lè bú ọba lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ kó tún bú ń ṣojú ẹ̀. If that is the case, then no problem. But tó bá pé nǹkan tó lè repeat ń ṣojú èèyàn ní nǹkan tí wọ́n pè ẹ́ láti máa bí ẹ́, it's not advisable that you open your mouth and speak. You need to show tact. So, critical to tact are two things. Number one, you must in capital, always pause and think before you speak. There's a proverb, I think maybe it's an Igbo proverb or something that says you should count your teeth with your tongue before you make a response. Is teaching restraint. Mo ní láti kọ́kọ́ ronú tí mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ̀. So mo ọpọlọ dání kó tiẹ̀ tó lá ẹnu ẹ̀ ronú. Kó tó fèsì ronú. Pé wọ́n bí ẹ́ ní nǹkan yẹn kò mean wípé dandan ó láti dáhùn. Because ẹni tó bí ẹ́ ń question, wọ́n frame question in such a way that ó ní tí wọ́n ń retí kó sọ. So once you understand the drift of that discussion, wàá mọ̀ bí wọn náà ṣe máa gbé ìgbàbọ̀ mi. Or you just decline not to say anything. Because it is within your right not to speak. Ẹ tọ́wọ́ bá mú yàn tó ti ń bẹ ń question, wọ́n á kọ́ ka right ẹ̀ fún ẹ. You have the right to speak or you remain silent. But máa rántí o, gbogbo nǹkan tó bá sọ la máa lò nílé ẹjọ́. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ka right yẹn fún ẹ. And when they are interrogating you with your lawyer á ti brief already pé nǹkan tó bá bí ẹ̀ bẹ̀ yẹn máa sọ no comment. Kọ́ máa fi evidence hàn ẹ́ báyìí pé this you in this picture wà ní no comment. Torí a kì í dákẹ́ ká sì wí ní Yorùbá wí. What you don't say, kò sẹ́ni tó lè mú ẹ pò sọ. No comment is no comment. They can't infer a meaning to what your no comment means. They ask you something and you said, I decline to speak. They can't go and make a meaning of that because then that burden is on them because you didn't say it. Aṣárínúròde olùmọ̀ràn kan làwọn ẹni tó fún máa mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó mean nìyẹn by tó fi sọ pé I decline to speak. No, wọ́n mọ̀. But ìyẹn lásán ó kó ẹ̀yọ́ nù wàhálà. Ìyẹn tó bá mọ̀ nǹkan tó máa sọ. And you can ask for time. Oh, please, let me get back to you on this. Just give me a day or two to sleep over it. And I'll get back to you. Kò wá lọ wá àwọn tó ní làákàyè lára òǹdí yẹn. Kò rub minds pẹ̀lú wọn. Nǹkan báyìí ló máa sọ. Kí ló rí sí? Kí ló rò pé kí n sọ? Wọ́n á dẹ̀ lè fún ẹ ní opinion títí wọn. And that would help you to be able to respond appropriately. Tó bá dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńgbà míì tí o ti sọ statement kan tán try láti reframe ẹ̀, tètè máa tẹnu mọ́, that is not what I mean. That's not what I'm talking about. Because tó bá ti jẹ́ kán label nǹkan kan mọ́ ẹ, then o sọ nìyẹn. So it's critical that if you want to show tactfulness, you must always pause and think before you speak. It's so important. It is so important. Secondly, when it comes to the art of being tactful, you must learn to choose your words carefully. Ọ̀fà ní ọ̀rọ̀ o. Tó bá bàyàn, ó máa ń fi ọgbẹ́ síyàn lára ni. So you must learn how to choose your words carefully. Wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń yọ obì lápò. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà ló ń yọ idà lápò. With just one statement, you can get different reaction from different people. Just one statement. So you must learn to choose your words carefully. It's so important that òun láti mọ̀ pé no, eléyìí a kì í sọ nínú àdúgbò báyìí. A kì í sọ irú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí sí irú àwọn ẹni báyìí. Ó láwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó tiẹ̀ ní la ẹnu ẹ̀ sọ sí àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́. Because your words can influence how they perceive the message you are trying to pass across. There are words you would say that will help you to open people up for you to be able to reach them. And there are words you would say, from your opening sentence, wọ́n ti lock up, wọ́n ò fẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan mọ́. So it's important that you learn how to choose your words carefully. And this is important. When you have to when you don't want to make enemies, but at the same time, in tó ń gbé ẹnu yẹn, o fẹ́ kó rà mọ́ ẹ nínú, o fẹ́ sọ. So àwọn ẹlòmíràn wọ́n pé if I say this thing now, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò ní níyànjú mọ́, kò ní parí láíláí. Òun láti kọ́ how you will still say that thing. They will get the message. And wọ́n dẹ̀ sì ní mú ẹ lóhùn. Bọ́ ẹlòmíì, the only thing tó mọ̀ ní ariwo, ìjà, ìyẹn kọ́. You can be very composed. Your voice can be very low or steady. And you pass across your message assertively. Àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ sì ní sọ pé ṣé mi ló sọ̀rọ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn, ṣé mi ló sọ̀rọ̀ torí gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ lè pè, gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ lè bú. So also, if you master, thinking before you speak or choosing your words carefully, it helps you to turn down, several requests or invite. Okay, àwọn ibìkan wà jẹ́ pé ò fẹ́ lọ. Wọ́n á pè ẹ́ sí. But kò kàn sọ pé no mi wá. They might read it to mean ayò gbéraga àbí àbó fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe, àbó rude àbí kinní kan, or you're just a snob. But you can start by thank you for inviting me, and I would love to be there, but might tight a little bit because of things that I have already lined up, which I can't change at this last minute. But hopefully next time I'll be available. Gbogbo aládé máa rí nǹkan dáadáa bára wa ṣe. That's it. That is a better strategy. That is a better use of words to decline an invite. On this platform, àti sọ nípa using the word no. When we're discussing about what is important and what is urgent, important versus urgent, that you should only do only what is important and not urgent. But when people bring their own urgent, tó yẹ pé tó bá ti gbà ó máa ba àwọn important things yẹn tí o fẹ́ ṣe jẹ́, then we talked about learning how to use the word no. And one, beautiful strategy that I mentioned in that discussion was how to say yes to the person and no to the request. So, fẹ́ ṣe kinní yẹn, and you don't just say no mi ò ráyè or mi ṣe. Wọ́n passive otherwise. Ẹlòmíì dẹ̀rẹ̀ torí kò mọ̀ báyìí sọ fún wọn ló ṣe ń gbà tó ń ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n inú ń bí, inú ò dùn pé òun ṣe kinní yẹn, ó máa ṣépè fúnra máa ṣe ní láti ṣe yẹn. You have to be able to say no. And how do you do this? You simply tell them, kinní mi ní lè bá yín ṣe ń sìn o. Tẹ́ bá lè dúró the time bye. Obviously it's urgent, wọn ò ní dúró. Torí ọwọ́ mi dí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. But next time tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe irú nǹkan báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ kí n tètè mọ̀ in advance so that I'll be able to create time for it. So that is you saying yes to the person. That is futuristic. I can help you. But at this one, no, I can't do it because I don't have the time for it. But ẹlòmíì àkànṣe fún wọn sí àfi wọn sí ìsọmí pé màá wo nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe. With that statement, don't think you've pushed them away. You haven't. You are still bound by that responsibility you've put yourself under. Because ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ sọ wípé màá get back sí yín, màá wo ohun tí mo lè ṣe. So you are still bound by that commitment. That is not a no. That is still a commitment. So wọ́n ṣe máa pẹ́, wọ́n ṣe máa tó wá bí wọ́n pa ẹ̀ ń pè mí all the time. Mo sọ pé màá kàn tí màá máa ṣe. You've not gotten back to them to give them a finality. Either no, you're not doing it, or yes, you will do it. Nothing. You just left them hanging. You shouldn't do that. That's not being clever. That's foolishness. That's you putting yourself in a very bad and dangerous position. O ní láti yọra ẹ̀ kúrò ń di nǹkan tó o bá fẹ́ ṣe ni. And the best way to do it is to express yourself and choose your words carefully. Say yes to the person. Keep open, future opportunity for you to assist them. But say no to that immediate request because it does not fit into your plan. Also, you want to deflect gossip. Wọ́n fẹ́ wá torí ẹ̀ bọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò kàn ẹjọ́ tí ò kàn ẹ gbogbo nǹkan tó yẹ pé ò fẹ́ dá sí. Then gbàrà tán bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí, ọ̀rọ̀ kínní náà mi ò fẹ́ dá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀, mi ò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá nǹkan míì sọ. That's it. Ládàá kó sọ pé àgbébọ̀rùn ní ẹlẹ́jọ́ òṣì wá rojọ́ wèrè kan fún mi bó ṣe máa jẹ́ tí o mọ̀ pé ìjà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láàrin ìwà àtẹnìyẹn sí. Ìjà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, but o fẹ́ bàjà ṣùgbọ́n o lè fẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ. Wá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ bí wọn kàn sọ pé you know what, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájá nàrà mi tiẹ̀ mi fẹ́ ká má jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀, jẹ́ ká ara fílẹ̀ bẹ̀. Because in tó o bá gbọ́ ò ní lè fèsì sí. Tó o bá ti tẹ́tí sí tó o ti gbọ́, at some point wàá máa já sí. Bó ṣe ń já sí lọ́mú ẹ lóhùn o. Wọn wà ní sọ pé àwọn làwọn bí ẹ ní kinní báyìí. Wọ́n á ní wọ́n ló sọ báyìí. Wọ́n ṣe máa rìpọ́ọ̀tù ẹ nìyẹn. Wọ́n á tẹ̀ tún sọ gan, wọ́n á ní voice note ẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ mi. Tó á dẹ̀ máa gbé voice note lẹ̀, wọ́n á gé ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Wọn ò ní gbé gbogbo voice note lẹ̀. Mo yàgbẹ́ mi ìnùdí, èèyàn mélòó ló wá fẹ́ sọ fún? Ibi tẹ́nu dẹ̀ di ẹsẹ̀ ò débẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ ti wá lọ kiri, wọ́n ti sọ ohun tó sọ, wọ́n ti yí bí ò ṣe yí. How many people do you want to call láti máa sọ wípé bí mo ṣe sọ́kọ́ yẹn nǹkan tí mo mí nǹkan yẹn kìíní á dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ lọ́kàn inú á máa bí ẹ. So before you know it wàá kàn lọ gbé ring light àti fóònù ni wàá tan náà yẹn wàá jókòó sí díẹ̀ wàá máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn good evening ladies and gentlemen, please help me share this, gather this, I have to say my mind because this has to stop. Jẹ́jẹ́ mo jókòó my dear, nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ o bá má jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ yẹn gan bẹ̀rẹ̀ in the first place. If you show tact wàá paná ọ̀rọ̀ from the source ni, you don't involve yourself débi pé wọ́n ti wá bàjẹ́ tán wàá lọ tan ring light wàá máa lọ fẹ́ sọ sáìdì story títí tiẹ̀ kò dáa mọ́. You must learn how to use tact to deflect gossips or to neutralize gossips or to absolve yourself from inheriting other people's enemy, because àwọn kan wà recruiter ni wọ́n ọ̀tá wọn fẹ́ kó dọ̀tá ẹ̀, so wọ́n á rojọ́ wọ́n láti ní làákàyè kó mọ̀ bá a ṣe ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kó mọ̀ pé ẹjọ́ tó ń rò yẹn ààbò ẹjọ́ ló gbọ́, ààbọ̀ tó dẹ̀ gbọ́ yẹn gan might not be the true story. So you must restrain yourself from reacting, from speaking, from kó má kàn ṣe dájọ́. Tó bá ti ṣe dájọ́ báyìí wọ́n ti kọ́ tibẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n mú lọ nìyẹn. wọ́n á dẹ̀ lọ lò ó jẹ́pẹ́ nìyẹn á fi sọ nǹkan kan tá fi dọ̀tá ẹ̀. Before you know it wọ́n ti recruit ẹ̀. So you must adopt that scriptural admonition that says lọ́ra yára láti gbọ́ lọ́ra láti fèsì. Be quick to hear but slow to speak, or don't even speak at all, or don't even hear at all. Láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tètè paná ẹ̀ pé you know what, tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tó bá wà níbí sọ kí n lè confirm. Ètò ń sọ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ yìí á dàbí pé báwo ni fẹ́ mọ̀ pé ṣé wàá gbà mí gbọ́ ni, ṣé màá máa parọ́ mọ́ ni. Yorùbá sọ ń pa gbẹ́jọ́ ẹnìkan dá àgbà òṣìkà ni. So tó bá sọ gan I will not be able to say anything to it because side ti ẹnìkan ni mo gbọ́, and there are 3 sides to a story: your side, their side and the truth. So tí n bá gbọ́ titi ẹnìkan tó expect mi kí n fi ṣèwà wù, then I'm not being fair. Tó bá ti sọ ẹ́ báyìí ó ti discourage wọn nìyẹn, and they will not be able to proceed further. Tó bá dẹ̀ jọ̀wọ́ nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò wúlò láti lò anywhere. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ gbọ́ gan wọ́n máa yìn ẹ́ ní pé wow onílàákàyè ni ẹ́. This is how to show tact. So how can you be tactful? Well, ṣọ́ ń bí mọ́yàn mi ò mọ̀ mi ìdẹ̀rù bẹ́ẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n the closest tí mo lè sọ ni àwọn kan tó máa ń pè lọ́mọ àgbà. They have this ancient wisdom. Wọ́n ní tó wà lórí wọn kéré sí ó pọ̀ ju ọjọ́ orí wọn lọ. So àwọn kan wà bẹ́ẹ̀. But in other way, tact is an art that has to be cultured. Èèyàn láti kọ́ ni. Tó bá súnmọ́ àwọn àgbà tó ní làákàyè, you'll be able to learn this from them. Tó bá ní àwọn tó bá yóò gbé lọ́dọ̀ àwọn my grandparent tàbí ọ̀kan, many of them are wise like that. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ kọ́ ẹ ètò máa kọ́ lára wọn wà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn gangan máa kọ́ ẹ torí tó bá ń rí àwọn ìwà àgọ̀ tó ń wù yẹn wọ́n á máa pè ẹ́, wọ́n á máa sọ àwọn kinní yẹn fún ẹ, and that's how you learn it. But tó bá jẹ́ pé o ò kọ́ eléyìí, o ti miss opportunity yẹn kékeré, you can culture yourself through mentorship. When you have people around you, that you think, yes, they are very tactful in the way they conduct themselves. Bọ́n ṣe ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀, bọ́n ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀, bọ́n ṣe ń handle situation, bọ́n ṣe ń kórí tútù àtorí gbígbẹ jọ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ gbára wọn, bí wọ́n ṣe last nínú industry tán wà yẹn, bọ́n ṣe handle pọ̀, dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé rẹ̀ tó lè súnmọ́ rẹ̀ and tap from their wisdom. Also, you can learn this if you give yourself to reading. There's so many people who have written their biographies of how they handle situations. Ọgbọ́n tán lò láti fi jáde nínú certain situation. You can learn from this. Because look, principle láyé yìí, principle ni. And when you understand these principles and you know what to do and how to apply yourself in every situation, kékeré ni yòókù. So àwọn kan wá wà tán ti lọ ṣáájú wa, tán understand principle, tán dẹ̀ document ẹ̀ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú experience wọn. So you don't necessarily have to go through the experience. It is a principle that you need to extract. Because gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé ayé yìí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí, kò sóhun tuntun lábẹ́ ọ̀run mọ́. Ó kàn wá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ in a different dimension ni. In tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀, ló tún máa ṣẹlẹ̀, látún máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n scenario tó fi ń happen ló yàtọ̀. So scenario lè yàtọ̀, application ò yàtọ̀, because principle kan náà ló ń operate lé lórí. So when you have that understanding, tó ti kà nínú ìwé èèyàn kan, tó ti understand principle tẹ́ni yẹn tó violate, tó fi jẹ gbáǹbà yẹn, tó wá get it right, tó mọ̀ pé this is nǹkan tó yẹ kóun ṣe rèé, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti mú, ó ti mú. Nígbà situation bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ in your own life, wàá mọ̀ pé principle ló yẹ kí n apply sí. And this is not something that you do once and you get. No, constantly. Especially ìwọ tó jẹ́ pé ẹnu ẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ kì í dúró. Ẹnu ṣáà máa ń yún ẹni o láti sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Wọ́n máa ní kó dákẹ́ wá nínú màá sọ tinú mi, tí màá sọ tinú mi. Irú ìwọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn oníṣẹ́ ṣe gan. You need to practice how to, keep quiet and not talk unless it is necessary. So all these things you learn, you need to, teach yourself. You need to practice over and over again for you to be able to, for you to be able to master it. So that tó bá ti rápẹrẹ ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbé ẹ lọ, àwọn àgbà no, they won't carry me go where I no wan go. Wà á lè mọ̀ bí wàá ṣe fi ọ̀rọ̀ náà fi yọra ẹ̀ láì fa ìjà, láì fa wàhálà. There's a quote that says, tact is you being able to tell somebody to go to hell and they will be looking forward to the trip. Wọ́n á tiẹ̀ máa páàkì gbogbo báàgì wọn ni. We hell àbí? Ó yá, ẹnì ṣó ń bẹ̀. That's tact. And lastly, tó bá di kànrán gìdá, tó tiẹ̀ mọ̀ tó wá yẹ kó o sọ, tí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ò yí ẹ, tó ní full information nǹkan tí wọ́n ní kó wá dá sí. Àbí tó bá tiẹ̀ dá sí gan, pàjáwìrì ló jẹ́, ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ nǹkan tó ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ fọ́nbù lórí ìta gbangba ni. The best tact you can use is to decline. Nǹkan títí àmì yóò ṣeré o. because Tiamiyu ń wá fame. Tiamiyu Tiamiyu tó ó dé l'October á máa ṣe fídíò kiri London. This is London. This is Central London. So BBC wá pè é pé kó wá ṣe interview. BBC kì í ṣe BBC Yorùbá, ṣe BBC Igbo, BBC gangan. Tiamiyu tí ẹ fẹ́ mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, ó wò báyìí pé òun ti blow, finally òun ti blow. Ọ̀sẹ̀ rí nísìnyí pé kò blow, ó lanà ni o. Tiamiyu lanà. He could have declined. Because I watched another interview, somebody asked him if he knew the question they are going to ask him, or did he ask? He said he asked, but they keep telling him they will send him until the day, and they didn't send it to him, and at that point they just had to go ahead with it. Èmi profile àwọn user o, because mo ti kó sọ́wọ́ wọn gan, a dẹ̀ ti lò mí gan, ìyà dẹ̀ ti jẹ mí gan. So gbogbo nǹkan tí mo rí nínú ìwà wọn, how to spot them, how to know them, ìkan lára ẹ̀ rèé. If you're dealing with a person, jẹ́ pé àwọn lọ reach out sí ẹ, àwọn fẹ́ kó báwọn ṣe kàn, fẹ́ kó báwọn ṣe nǹkan báyìí, tó fún ẹ ní gbogbo information to need from beginning to the end, èèyàn mi, wọ́n fẹ́ lò ẹ ni. A user will always withhold information that you need from you regarding what they want to use it for, and expect you to assume, so that tó bá dogun, when you want to hold them responsible for some fuck up, wọ́n á sọ fún ẹ pé níbo làwọn ti sọ. Did I mention that to you? You assumed. At that time, wàá rí bó ṣe foolish. So fẹ́ kí n bá ẹ ṣe nǹkan, gbogbo details tí mo ní from beginning to end ló láti sọ fún mi. But wáyé pé mi ni mò ń pè all the time, tí mò ń béèrè pé kíní báyìí ńkọ́, ìgbà la máa débẹ̀, kíní kan ọjọ́ wo la máa lọ, ta ló ń bọ̀, kí la máa wọ̀, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀mẹ́, tẹ́ pé ni mò ń béèrè tí mò ń ṣe yẹn, fuck it. Ó fẹ́ lò mí ni. Kí ni màá dẹ̀ ṣe? Àmì gan máa fuck ẹ up. Àmì gan ti dájú gan. Àfọlẹ́rọ̀ àwọn máa wọ ẹ̀ràn ni. I won't reach out to you, and I won't turn up. That's what I'll do to you. Because that is one red flag tó láti mọ̀ pa àwọn user. When somebody don't have an ulterior motive, pẹ̀lú nǹkan tẹ́jọ fẹ́ ṣe, gbogbo nǹkan tó máa assist ẹ kó perform dáadáa ló máa fún ẹ. Even if it's business, gbogbo nǹkan tó máa jẹ́ kó lè negotiate a good deal for yourself, wọ́n ní fi kankan pamọ́ fún ẹ. But users don't do this. So làákàyè ọgbọ́n inú ẹ yẹ kó wá pé àkíyèsí ẹ sí pé ọwọ́ táwọn people ń gbé yìí, wọ́n yà pé wọ́n mean well. Torí òun sọ pé àwọn ò rí pé wọ́n mean well, wọn ò rí any sign of fún pé àwọn kan mẹ́, but wọ́n ti show ẹ pẹ́pẹ́. And the big corporation jẹ́ pé beforehand wàá ti sign non-disclosure agreement. Gbogbo tàbí yòókù tán ṣe yẹn tán lò yẹn, wọn ò bí ẹ̀dá kó gbé jáde bó tiẹ̀ ní record ẹ̀ gan. You cannot play it in public. You cannot. Because you signed. And finally, let me add this. Eléyìí ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá sí mi lórí sí mi, because there's another area táwọn èèyàn ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Àti focus nísìnyí lé conduct, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu, ìwà and everything. But another area where you need to show tact is in the area of receiving help or assistance. Gbogbo èèyàn kọ́ ló yẹ kó nawọ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ sí ẹ tó yẹ kó o gbà. No, you have to be tactful. Pé kí ni wọ́n fẹ́ fi eléyìí gbà lọ́wọ́ mi? Àwọn kan wà àbàwọ́n ni wọ́n nú ayé o. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá fara nù wọ́n stay nìyẹn permanently dọjọ́ ikú ni. Wọ́n bá ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àtọ́ fún ẹ ní nǹkan, ọwọ́ tó nà síta tó fi gbà yẹn is just like you stretching out those hands to be handcuffs. That's it. Ọwọ́ tó fi tẹ́wọ́ tó fi gba ìrànlọ́wọ́ tó fi gba orí yẹn bí ipò nawọ́ yẹn síta tán kó handcuff sí ni. So there are certain instances where you will decline help from certain sources because ọgbọ́n inú ẹ á ti sọ fún ẹ pé n tí wàá fi kíní san tẹ́mi ẹ ò bá bọ́ sí díẹ̀ lókù. Don't let greed overtake you. Don't let desperation overtake you. Think through things properly. Wọ́n kàn wò ẹ́ sùn wọ́n sáré sọ fún ẹ pé a lè jọ ṣe kíní báyìí àbí wà máa gbé ẹ̀rìn máa ṣe àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀. Bíra ẹ wípé rántí ìgbà kan tí àwọn kan pè mí reach out to me láti ìlú wa lọ́hùn yẹn. Ìgbà mi dẹ̀ tí ì ṣe làákàyè wọ́n wá fẹ́ lò mí bá wọn fẹ́ gbówó rìn àbí nǹkan kan mẹ́rin. Wọ́n á fọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lọ èèyàn kan. Ẹ̀yẹn ló wá já mi sí pé ṣé ẹni yẹn tó ní kó lọ kọ kíní bàbá òun fẹ́ ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pé ṣé gbogbo question tẹ́ni ẹ bí mi yẹn kò ní kí n má lọ o kò ní kí n lọ o question tó bí mi tó jí mi sáyé nìyẹn o. Ó ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ẹ̀ ní ìran ẹ̀ ló ti ràn lọ́wọ́ tán. Ó ní so out of the blues ó ṣe jẹ́wọ́ ló mú. Tẹ̀dẹ̀mọ̀ pọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wà nínú wa máa tó báyìí pé ìrànlọ́wọ́ mi téèyàn fọkàn sí ló ti máa wá ìrànlọ́wọ́ yẹn á kàn wá ni á kàn help èèyàn ní from unexpected source. Àwọn èèyàn máa ń target èèyàn wọ́n máa ń profile èèyàn. They do their work very well. They play on your naivety, they play on your gullibility. Wọ́n rò báyìí pé ọkàn ẹ̀ pure kò mọ nǹkan kan. Òun ló máa target àbí ó wà ignorant. Ẹni tó já wọn ní lọ bá tọ́mọ̀ pé sẹ́yìn ò ní lọ. So wọ́n á tọ̀ ìwọ wá tọ́mọ̀ pé ò dá kan mọ̀ ọmọ àṣẹ ni ẹ́. Wọ́n á gbéṣẹ́ yẹn sí ẹ lára wàá wọlé tán. Á wọlé sí ẹ lára tán. Ó ti wọ wàhálà. Kò ní lè jáde mọ́ títí ayé. Nǹkan fún ẹ náà lọ́ máa threaten ẹ tó bá lò ṣe mọ́. Ọmọ kìíní ẹ kàn já mi tán ni. So you need to see through people, especially when they come into your life, when they start showing some over familiarity, over niceness, be offering to do this for you, offering to do that for you, or whatever thing like that. You must take your time to study them. Bó lọ ti ń bọ̀, kí ló fẹ́? Kí ló fẹ́ gbà lára mi? Kí ló fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ mi? Kí ni mo fẹ́ sọnù? Kí ni wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe pàṣípààrọ̀ ẹ̀? Kí ló fẹ́ lò mí fún? You must ask yourself this question. Do your own research. Know them bó lọ ti ń bọ̀, kí ló ti ṣe mi tó ti ń bọ̀, àwọn ló ti bá wọn rìn. Níbo ló máa ń já sí? Before you take their hand of help. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti rí pé kíní yìí ó dà pé àwọn tó máa ń fún èèyàn ní òbu ẹyin tí wọ́n á fi gba àkùkọ lọ́wọ́ èèyàn làwọn ẹni sọ fún wọn pé ò fẹ́. Because àwọn ìrànlọ́wọ́ kan wà tí wọ́n bá ṣe fún èèyàn tán á tún dá ẹ padà sí ipò tí wàá tún ti nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ ni. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I have for you this evening. Wọ́n ní àbọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fọ́mọlúàbí tó bá dénú àádùn dídì. I hope you will take your time to go through some of the things you've heard tonight and expand it in your own situation. See areas where you need to work on yourself. See where you need to exercise, tact in your relationship with other people. Where you need to withdraw, where you need to be cautious, where you need not to say a thing, where you need to communicate in a different way, but you are put away in a more calmer way. Understand where to be big and where to to go low. Instances where you have to show emotional intelligence. So, for example, ọ̀rẹ́ kan go through situation pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ tiẹ̀ wọ́n fún problem lé and everything. Tó dẹ̀ wà aware pé nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ń go through pẹ̀lú ẹni yẹn náà ló tún wá pè tó gbé fóònù pé bá mi yọ o láyé rí admission sí kinní kan and everything. Ṣé ò ṣe làákàyè ni? Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà you don't say it because ẹni tó ń sọ fún it's not appropriate. Kì í ṣe pé báyà òun ò pé ṣé kí inú tèmi wá bàjẹ́ nítorí pé òun go through kinní kan ni. Then you're not being clever. You're not being smart. Tó bá ń hùwà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Irú news bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, you keep it to yourself. Because emotional intelligence should tell you that emotion ẹni tó lọ ń sọ kinní yẹn fún yẹn, it's not proper at that moment. It's not proper. They can't handle that. Tó bá rí bákan wà lọ ń jealous. Wọ́n jealous. They're going through stuff. They wish they be in your situation where things are, pleasant with you and your children. But you only understand people, understand issues, understand situation, and know pé èwo là ń sọ nínú situation yìí, èwo là sọ ní situation yìí. There are certain things you have to withdraw, from some people because it's not just appropriate that you bring it to their attention because bí ipò wù nǹkan kan nínú wọn ni àbò òfin yọ̀ wọ́n. So you have to be smart. But kó kàn ló ń gbé kí ló kàn mí téèyàn kan bá bàjẹ́ téèyàn kan á dà wọ́n gbélé ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. You keep certain news to yourself. Tí situation ẹni yẹn bá improve táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe dáadáa, fine. Tó bá dẹ̀ wá gbọ́ létà pé àláyé tí ẹ ti wá wọ school tí ẹ wá sọ fún mi má bínú ọ̀rẹ́ mi, o tún ní láti ẹ̀ tó rí fún àti nígbà táwọn ọmọ tí ọ̀dẹ̀ ṣe dáadáa tí n bá wá ń sọ fún ipa táwọn ọmọ tèmi bá mo fẹ́ kó fíò, o tún ní làákàyè náà nìyẹn. Ìwọ náà gbọ́rọ̀ tó sọ lẹ́nu. Tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mọ́gbọ́n wá, bọ̀ wá kàn sọ pé má bínú ọ̀rẹ́ mi, wo pàjáwìrì ló bọ́ sí akàntáré ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ wo last minute ni ọkàn mi fò ni mo tiẹ̀ ní màá sọ fún ẹ gan ṣùgbọ́n ọkàn mi fò. And that's it. Ẹ dẹ̀ parí ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ní làákàyè tí mọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ sọ tí ò yẹ kán sọ wọ́n ti lọ́tà wọ́n ti create ọ̀tá fúnra wọn wọ́n ti gbẹ́ kòtò wàhálà fúnra wọn káàkiri. Tógun bá wá ń jà wọ́n wá mọ ibi tógun yẹn ti wá because àwọn fúnra wọn kàn dá ogun lẹ̀ kiri ni. Àwọn ìjà kan wà kò yẹ kó tiẹ̀ you can win it without throwing a punch. Mo sì sọ fún èèyàn kan I think last week náà ni. You don't fight with somebody who's telling you I have nothing to lose. ọgbọ́n inú yẹ kó sọ fún ẹ wípé just walk away. When somebody is prancing up and down, yá ká fọ́ ogun ẹ̀ pọ̀, kí ló kàn mí ní kankan láti lose. Ọmọ yẹ kó ya sọ fẹ́ ni ẹ pé wá kí ló lè tó bẹ́ẹ̀, kò yẹ ká jà náà, kò yẹ ká jà, ó yá pẹ̀lẹ́ kó bẹ́ẹ̀, because ó ti jẹ́ ọmọ o, ó ti tán fóun, ó ń wá àwọn tí wọ́n jọ máa wà nírú ipò yẹn ni. Àjẹgbodò máa ń wẹ́ ní kúnra ni. Ṣé olórin kan ló kàn pé àwọn tó ń fẹ́ wà wọ́n sì máa fẹ́ wà lọ, àwọn tó ń bú wa ẹ jẹ́ kán máa bú wa lọ, ṣe ráwọn tó súnmọ́ wọn tó wá láti ilé ẹbí wọn ò wọ́n ní ká máa wò wọ́n níran, wọ́n lẹ́ni títí ẹ̀ bá ti bàjẹ́ a sì máa wẹ́ni ìkúnra ni. So ọ̀rẹ́ títí ẹ ti jóná, ọ̀rẹ́ títí ẹ ti bàjẹ́ tó ń wá àwọn èèyàn kán jọ wà ní the same WhatsApp group, irú ẹni ẹ ló wá lọ ń bá pora mọ́lẹ̀ náà, a máa wòran ni o, tí wọ́n máa ja poró kiri kí wọ́n máa wò, because ìwọ ló gbé nǹkan dání. Aláṣọ àlà kì í jókòó sísọ elépo. There are certain places you must withdraw yourself from in order not to cut some insult, or in order not to destroy your own reputation. Ọgbọ́n inú ni. When you lack it, wà máa tẹ́ kiri ni, wà máa ṣẹ̀sìn kiri ni. Àwọn yẹn ló máa ń pè ní aṣòṣìmámọ̀, wọ́n kún ta gan. Tí wọ́n bá ń pa àṣẹ ni yóò léèyàn lé ni, because they can't apply their discretion. The judgment is poor. They make poor judgment. They don't gauge situation. They don't gauge mood. They don't. I don't even know how to qualify them. But essentially, what they lack is tact. So, thank you very much for listening to me this evening. I don't want to hold you any much longer. Kékeré tá sọ iná, kí Èdùmàrè bomirin ní ọkàn wa, kó sì èso rere ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Thank you very much. I'll see you again next week, Friday, God willing. Ó dàárọ̀. Love you.
Sọ̀kalẹ̀ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlàó tọ́lá ẹ bá dé, tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájà náà kó lè rí inú ṣe ni tán bá ní dàrú ṣálọ máa ráyè. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe mí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lọ jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ràn ògbónú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Mo jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Yòókù lọ́gbọ́n, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàmù tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àmì ìṣẹ́ tó wọ́n ti fi ọ̀bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́.